Hi everyone, my name is SimsDive and welcome back to part 3 of the How to Play The Sims 4 tutorial. Last time we discussed actually moving into our very first home. We did go a little bit through object interaction for the most part, but we did get our first job and we just discussed everything. So if you are not caught up, please make sure to check out that previous video. So this is our sim. Remember, she did just get home from work and we did get a promotion in the last video. So now she's making a little bit more money. So you can see her money did go up. And if you pay attention right here, our sim does have a new mood. So she is feeling flirty. And that is because we do have the trait equipped for romantic, which does tend to put her in a flirty mood more often. And there are some downsides, so if you have a flirty sim and they haven't interacted with anyone in a romantic way, then they will become a little bit more upset because they're feeling deprived of that certain trait. So she is feeling flirty. Romantic sims have a tough time hiding their flirty side, and she's also excited from having a promotion. So as you can see, this emotion is happy and flirty. But because they're both combined, that's why it's kind of that ombre-ish color. Now, as you can see, there are time frames on how long this emotion will last. Higher emotions and lower emotions, the more extreme they are, the longer they last, especially if a sim is friends with someone who passes away and they also witness the death. They last for 2 days for them to be sad, so do keep that in mind. But there are ways to get your sim out of a certain mood. It might take a little bit for stronger moods to go away. So let's take a look at how we can interact with certain objects using the flirtation mood. So you can just go to different objects, and there's not really many options for the TV as far as what you can do with that. If you click on your easel, you'll see that it does light up, and now you have a new option to do a flirty painting, a painting discern the lions of passion. So I know there's a few other objects you can interact with, so I'm going to take my walls down, and there's no interactions for the bed. So let's see, anything for the toilet? I would hope not. Nothing new with mirror interactions. And you can take a cold shower. And I believe there is a option to bake flirty cookies, but I think you might have to have a high enough skill level for that to become an option. So usually there are foods associated with different moods as well, but they do have many ways of expressing themselves throughout. So let's actually see what's up with our sim. She is having the yellow plumb bob, which we discussed was not great, but it's not as bad as orange or red. So down here is where we discussed that our needs were. So as you can see, the mood that is needed the most is eating, and coming to follow that would be fun and bladder. So we did discuss how you can take care of that. Either your sim will do it themselves, you can click on the object that's associated with that need, or you can click on the icon for the sim to auto solve the problem. So let's do that. So once I do that, she did have the fridge and she's going to cook. I'm not sure that's the greatest idea, but let's see for interaction purposes. All right. So her cooking skill is going up based on the fact that she is incorporating that. And this is exactly what I was afraid of. So she's on fire. That's actually a very bad screenshot of that. So a fire started out nearby. Maybe your sim should put it out before it spreads. So your sim can catch on fire as well as objects from the sim. So I'm going to extinguish self and call the fire department. Oh, so it actually already did that. So if you pause, you can take a look. She wants to still cook. So now she is singed. She is covered head to toe in soot. Better wash it off. So if you take a look, we have a moodlet. She's very tense now, so you can see that her reaction has changed. And because of how low her hygiene is, her plumb bob is now in the orange. So that's going to last 55 minutes. But if you go over to the stress mood, it lasts for 24 hours. And now she's feeling disgusting because of how she looks. And you can see she is charred to a crisp, and she also has kind of a stank face going on, and you can just see the grossness emanating off of her. But look at how it did affect the objects around us. So now you have to get a new fridge so you can replace it. And you see this dark spot on the floor. So portions of your furniture will actually get dirty. Like if you use your countertops too much, they will get dirty. Sinks, showers, toilets, they do have to be cleaned. So let's have her clean the floor. So apparently there's some over there too that has to be cleaned. And then you can stack multiple actions on top of each other. So now she can replace. I'm going to have her clean that floor. Just speeding through the actions. And she can clean up. She really wants to paint. But as you can see, it's kind of grayed out, so she's too tense to do that. So if your sim is feeling a certain way, they will not perform certain actions. She's just going to throw that away, and we're going to get her into a shower. So as you can see, you can take a shower, but because she is stressed, this means this will help lower that moodlet, and it will help reduce the time that your sim is feeling that emotion. So let's have her take a shower. And you can even use the mirror to try to calm down, and you'll see how this affects your moodlet. So once our sim goes into the shower, as soon as she steps in, her meter is filling. But if you take a look here, you see that these little arrows are pointing down, meaning that is drastically having an effect on how she's feeling, which in this case is good. If the arrows are green, if it's red, that means it's affecting her negatively. So she's still tense, but the shower is helping. So it went down from 24 hours to 22 hours. So the timing does change once the sim is doing something that positively impacts their mood. So unfortunately, I have a feeling she's going to be stressed for most of the day. And she does do little actions. So let's have her try to calm down a few times. And you can see that it is helping with that. She's now at 17 hours, and it just keeps going down. So I just kind of speed through this sometimes with some of my sims. She's at 10 hours, and as you can see, she's just not doing well. So we do have to take care of her needs, but I am trying to take care of her. So we'll have her use the bathroom. Let's just have her have some garden salad again. And then we'll focus on having some fun, and then we'll put her to bed for the day. And you can see if you take a look here, the trash can does look like it has something in it. So she does have a trash can outside right here. If you have a trash can indoors but not outdoors, it's just going to pile up, and your sim will get uncomfortable with the smell and will say that it's dirty. So make sure you have an outside trash can, one like this as well. You can't interact with it, but your sim can empty the trash and take it out here. So she's not having a good time, so she's going to shout forbidden words because she's feeling so stressed, so it does help to let it out. But we only have about 3 hours of her feeling this way, which does go by pretty quickly in the Sims world. And she does have poor quality food. This poor girl is just not having a good time today. So the poor quality food will have an effect on how she's feeling as well, because it will say that it doesn't taste good or anything like that. So she might get a little uncomfortable, but she is going to watch some TV. She decided she wasn't having fun, so she will take care of that. And a better way, as I stated before, is to get better objects that have better reliability or just better outcomes with it, because the higher paid the object. Now, that's not to say go out and purchase the most expensive object, but just slowly try to upgrade your items. to make your Sims happy. So you can see that she's kind of walking a little sluggish. She is tired. And down here we do have the uncomfortable moodlet. So she is tired from low energy, and she has a bad aftertaste because that food was not tasty at all. So she's going to sleep it off for the day. And there is a Sim currently on the lot. He is part of the vampire pack. Watch out, because he will come to you in the middle of the night in the first few nights, and he will try to drain your energy. All right. So for the sake of the tutorial, I am going to have her actually quit her job, since we don't really need her to work anymore. And you can quit your job and you can get fired as well as demoted. I didn't discuss that last time, but you can quit your job. So are you sure she should quit her job? So we're going to quit, and she's out of the painting career, even though she still wants to paint. So she is doing a bit better today. So we are going to do a few more object interactions. I do want to show you a few other ones from the buy and build mode. Let's go in there. So we are opening up the buy and build mode. Again, these are just boundaries which you cannot place any furniture outside of. So because I know where to find what I'm looking for, I'm just going to briefly go in it. So I need to get a radio, which is another way that Sims can have fun. You have all of these different options, and some of them even come with TVs with different expansion packs. But I'm just going to choose this radio because I know it's part of the base game. And if you hover over it, you can change the color again. It is $530. You get 1 fun from it, and it is a reliability of 5. So it could break, but your Sim does have the availability to fix that. So let's go back in. Actually, I'm going to get her a computer while I'm here. So let's do that. So obviously you do need a desk to put a computer on. Since I'm not worried about how anything is going to look, I am just going to get the simple stuff. Anything that is in red, I'm not going to spend too much time going over this. Anything that's in red, you just do not have enough money. And before we talked about how the locked ones do have to be unlocked by a specific career. So I'm just going to get her a simple laptop, as well as a computer chair. So now she does have some things to keep her occupied. I do just want to show you quickly what you can do. So with the radio, you can listen to music and you can turn it on. My favorite thing to listen to, because I just found out about it, you do have a lot of different choices. None of these are going to be able to understand because they are in the Sim language, but some of these actually do contain actual songs from well-known artists that just convert them into the Sims language. So if you keep hitting more choices, my favorite one out of this list is metal. And so you see how it's all caps lock? So let's turn that on and you'll hear the music and see the notes coming out of it. You get options to do and interact with your radio, so you can dance with people, not in an intricate way. It's just mainly you can dance alongside them. But with this one, you can air guitar to metal. It wants you to turn off, ? You can change the station. You can listen to it. You can brutally dance, change the volume, and listen to the next song. So if you change the volume, it will say make metal quieter for some reason, which is the lowest setting. Make metal not hurt ears, which is just the medium volume. And then make metal proper and loud, which is extremely loud. So that, I just love that. So I am going to have her air guitar to metal just so you can see what interaction that has.
Yibs!
Okay, so she did acquire the dance skill from listening to the radio and dancing. So you can see she is performing the little air guitar action, and that does cause her to have fun. So listening to music and dancing will make your Sim have fun. So let's turn that off. And now let's show you the computers. So different computers, they all have the same interaction, except this one, as we stated before, if you see how if I hover over the TV, it has a cursor, that's normal. But if you see that it turns into a hand, that just means that object can be moved without having to open buy and build mode. So from the computer, you do gain a lot of skills, not just by owning it, by actually doing interactions with it. So if you click on the computer, you will have a lot of different options, like you can change the security settings, play games. If you have the University Expansion Pack, you can do things with University. If you have the Vampire Pack, you can learn vampire secrets. You can get a job, do things differently for your household, have social networking. You can write, browse the web, put it in inventory, open the notebook. You can chat with other Sims. You can order things for your house. You can write jokes and practice programming. So a lot of these do have different skills. Like if I were to have the author career, I would use the writing tab and I could write a book, which you could then sell and you can earn royalties from, or you can practice writing just to improve your writing skill. And if you were to go to practice programming, that does increase a skill for that. So there are different things you can do. And if your sim is feeling bored or stressed out, they can come over to the computer and unwind by playing different games, which you can actually enter tournaments for. Now, you can't play the games yourself. Your sim is the only one that can play. But let's just see the sim enjoy playing some games. All right, so you can see here that she is playing games and it looks like she's having fun and her meter is going up. So that's definitely a good thing. And you can cancel the action at any time again by clicking on the action. So let's just look at some different objects in the world that you can interact with. So again, we did talk about how if there is a fishing sign that you can go fishing. If you find different things that look like they're out of place, like this log, you can look for frogs and sell them. But let's actually go out into the world and interact with not so much Sims, because we're going to get into that at a later time, but we're just going to talk about different object interactions out in the world. So to travel, you can either zoom out really far and click this car icon, or you can just open your phone, hit the travel option, and it will let you either volunteer, move your household, take a vacation, or travel. So we're just going to hit travel and she'll pull out her phone and the world map will open. And you're not limited to traveling in your own world. Whatever maps you have available, you can travel to, but since we're sticking with the basic packs, I am going to head over to Oasis Springs just to check out that neighborhood. And this is what Oasis Spring looks like. It's very similar to ours, except it is more of a desert map. So it is very sandy and it will be very hot if you have the Seasons pack. So they do have exactly what we do: a gym, a bar, a lounge, and a museum. But they do have a park over here, so let's just visit the park. So you can click on that and just hit confirm. So we have arrived at the park and our sim has automatically put herself into her warm weather wear because, as I said, it is hot and they're experiencing a heat wave right now with the expansion pack that I have. So let's just pause and just take a look at different objects. So we do have trash cans, which sometimes Sims can rummage through. You can take a seat at the benches. You can actually use these grills and you can brew remedies. You can choose what you would like to grill. And if your sim is poor for some reason and you see other Sims grilling, sometimes you can steal their food actually. But if you click and drag over here, there are bookcases that you can open or read from. You can light the fireplace, and you even have bars. So the bars do become manned by different Sims. Nothing you really have to worry about, but you can click on the bar and you can either tend it yourself, hire a mixologist, you can make your own drink, or you can practice making drinks. This does have a mixology skill associated with it, which does come in handy with the culinary career. Over here is a speaker that also kind of doubles as something you can dance to or listen to music. And you do have a guitar that you can practice. If you have a high enough level, you can actually perform songs for tips. You can sing songs, whatever you would like to do. But they do have a little area where you can actually go fishing and look for frogs. You can interact with chess tables, you can play, you can ponder moves, which does give you the focused moodlet as well as a logic skill. And if there's another sim over here who's playing, you can actually join their game and play with them, which is actually pretty cool. And of course, you have a playground for your children, so you can't interact with a monkey bar unless you are a child. But if there are children playing over here, you do have the option to play with them and you can be the space monster. Your sim cannot actually go inside, only the children can, but you can stand on the outside and play along with them if you were to have kids. So let's take a look at the surrounding area. So we do have a little trail back here. I already know where this leads to, but if you see, there's another fishing sign. So there are different areas for different things. And there is a little bathroom right here in case your sim had to use it and they were over here. And you can look for frogs in this little well. And you can sit here and just kind of enjoy the scenery. Again, you can't go past a certain boundary point. But if you go further back here, so you will see there is an area where you can fish. And you can actually fish for something called a cow plant. And it actually, if you take care of it, it's a very interesting plant to have, but it can kill you. So let's actually bring her over here. So now she's over here. We are going to go fishing a few times until she gets it. And while she's performing that action, so as you'll see over here, there is this little boarded up section. You can break this open, but as you see, you'll need a handiness skill level 10. This can take you to a special place, but that is a secret for right now. So let's actually just see if she's going to catch anything today. All right, so she did catch a fish, which like I said, you can take a look and see the different information about the fish, or you can just sell it. So she is doing pretty good, and again, you do get a fishing skill, and there are different plants around here that you can harvest. We actually have a person right here that's fishing as well. All right, so let's see. So I'm not thinking she's going to catch the cow plant today, but I definitely will try to in the future just so you can see different things that you can catch, because I don't know if you just saw that, but the sim over here did catch a time capsule, which you can open and find different treasures inside and sell those too. So I'm just going to keep selling all of the things that she catches. But I don't think she's going to be able to catch a cow plant today. I'm not sure if you need a specific level or if it's just the luck of the catch. So I'll let her catch one more thing and then we'll go check out the rest of the town. All right, so she didn't catch anything else. So let's see if there's anybody over at the park. And there are some people riding around on their bikes. Some others are fishing as well. There's no kids yet. I was hoping to interact with them. But it looks like... So once the... another good thing is once the chessboard looks like this, you can actually clean it up to revert it to look like a cleaner chessboard. There are just different interactions. So it's all about playing with your sim and just seeing what they can do. There is a dig pile over here. So let's teleport her here. And then she can dig from this. All right, so she's going to perform that action. She will be able to find something. I'm just going to make her happy so we can get this looked at. All right, so she did find a time capsule. Like I said, you can open it or you can sell it. Sometimes it might not be the same price, so you can see if I sell it, it's $70. But if she opens it up, see what's inside, and it's collectible action figures. And this one is worth $125. You don't have to sell these, but I don't use these at all, even for decoration purposes. So let's just have her go to a different part of this map. So again, we're going to hit travel. And we're actually going to go to a place where there's group interaction. So I'm actually going to go to a different world that will not be available, just to show you a new interaction to you. So this is Windenburg. They do have nightclubs available, so we're going to visit this nightclub. And I'm going to show you some group interactions you have out in the world and also at your home. You do have different options available to you, so let me just show you what a few of those options are. Okay, so we are at the nightclub, and as you can see, it is a cool little building. There is a bar over here and a dance floor and a booth where a DJ will play music. And upstairs, again, to navigate between upstairs and downstairs, you do have these little buttons. So there is a separate club downstairs, and there is a little relaxation area upstairs and a bathroom as well. So let's just go into the nightclub at 12 o'clock. So, okay, so you do see some people will be arriving shortly after your sim is there. And you do have different interactions. You can either hire a DJ, you can dance if somebody is actually doing it. And if you click this little control panel option, you do have the availability to set different special effects or different light colors. So I think he might be the DJ. So let's just go here. And you can have a dance battle. And you can choose who you'd like to have a dance battle with. You can dance by yourself, or you can show off moves. And the higher dance level skill you can have different options to choose from. But let's just see what this interaction does. So she will perform a little dance, and sometimes you can even perform group dances with different Sims. So here she is, just showing her stuff off with nobody to watch because they're all focused on a celebrity over here. Looks like she is having a good time. She's dancing, living her life. But like I said, you can do different group interactions. So if you wanted to have somebody face off against you, you do have that option. Now let's make a friend so we can, let's see if we have any friends. We do not. Let's make a quick friend so we can have them invited over to our house. So we're going to teleport here, and I do love this woman. She's always fun. So if you click on a sim, I'm not going into interactions with sims typically today, but if you take a look at her, you can either call her over to your current location as long as she's not too far away. You can have a friendly introduction, a funny one, respectful, rude, and you do have more choices. So let's just do a funny introduction. Sometimes that does fizzle out if you don't have a high enough comedy skill. So let's just see. So there we are on our way to talk with her. Alright, so we are introducing ourselves. So here you can see how that sim is currently feeling. And this is the meter telling you what kind of relationship you guys have and what kind of discussion you're currently having. So that didn't go well, so I'm going to try to smooth things over and just get some sort of positive interaction because we didn't start out on the wrong foot. And you do have different options of conversation based upon your traits or what skills you have. So I'm going to try to tell her a joke. Just different interactions to try to build up your friendship meter. You will also have a romance meter, and some actions will not be available unless you have a high enough skill. All right, so you can see here it is a little green, which means that we are acquaintances. So that is enough friendship level to invite her over to my house. So I'm going to travel to my house, and I can either travel with her or I can invite her over. So I'm just going to invite her over.
Yes.
All right, so we're going to travel back home. So to do that, I have to go to the world map, go back to where it shows you that you have one plate household. And then you're going to click on her home and hit travel. So now that we're back home, we're going to open our phone. And we are actually going to hit the social button, and now I can actually invite her to hang out at my house. So you can invite up to 8 Sims, and it is broken down into different categories. If they're friends, if they're household roommates, romantic, if they're coworkers, if they're from a club, or if they're a pet. So I'm going to invite her over to my house. And if she's available, it will tell me up here if she's busy or if she's on her way over. So I just saw her at the club. I'm not sure if that has any relevancy, but she will be right over, and there she is. I am going to purchase 2 objects that do have a group interaction. So let's go to the buy and build mode. And now I can go to the outdoor section. And I'm not going to get, again, I'm going to keep saying that I'm not going to get into too much about this because that will actually be covered in next video. So let's see. I'm going to purchase a fire pit so I can place it on my lot. I'm going to get a kind of small one. I don't need anything too big. All right, and you do need some chairs, so I am just going to get some simple lawn chairs. Just 3 chairs will be enough, but you can do up to 8, I believe. And then I'm also going to purchase a game system for her, so she can play games with her friends or whoever she has over. All right, so let's actually get rid of her TV and get her a better one. And I am going to do a quick cheat. I advise you not to do that right now, but because I'm just trying to have a little tutorial for you, I figure it's no big deal. So now that I have those available, let me actually get her a better TV than that. So we do actually have TVs that do have wall mounts. So I'm going to get her a wall mount TV and just move that window. And there we go. So now going back to live mode, I can actually have my sim come over here and light a fire. So let's have her do that. And then once it's lit, you can actually see what interactions. Oh, I accidentally moved it. So you can burn money, you can play, you can add a log, you can roast. I'm actually going to hit tell group story, or actually... So I'm actually going to hit invite to hang out, and then I'm going to select on Katrina. And then both of them will meet at the campfire. And they're going to enjoy it, and now I can actually tell group story. And it doesn't matter about what, but you can actually have an interaction to tell a story. And even if you were to go back into your house, you can click on your game station, and you can play a multiplayer game. And you can play it with somebody that's on the present lot. Or if she wasn't here, we can play an online game with friends that we don't have available on our lot. And together you can watch a movie together. There are just different things that you can do, especially if your sim is romantic with another sim. You can even go around the world and go fishing together, or you can hit a certain area and have your sims chat in a specific location. anything like that is possible. So that is actually all for right now. Thank you so much for watching. In the next video, we're actually going to get into the buy and build and create your own world. So if you have any questions, I will do my best to answer those below for you. You can leave a like if you enjoyed the video. You're not required to subscribe, but it'd be a lot cooler if you did. And thank you so much. And of course, happy simming.